ModestoNews.org. I'm Mick Rubalcava. I'm here with Councilmember John Gunderson. Now, there was, you guys finalized the budget last night, and there's some things that are kind of controversial and stuff. I want to ask you about that. And first and foremost, I think in most people's minds is it looks like a fire station may be closing. Is there still some hope for Fire Station 6?
We think there might be some hope. We're hoping.
Now, how does that come about? Start me off basically from the beginning, because local politics is a whole nother creature in itself. It's kind of hard to follow. How did it get to this point?
Well, the fire department, we got in budget problems. It happened a while back, and before I ever got on council, the housing bust didn't help at all. Lost a lot of revenue, people leaving, foreclosures and everything. So that's really the crux of it all. And what happened is our fire department formed with Consolidated Fire and Salida and maybe somebody else, I'm not exactly sure, but they formed what we call MRFA, Modesto Regional Fire Authority. Yeah. And that didn't work out. It did bring efficiencies, and they're still, they're going to fine-tune those, but the governance was a bit problematic. And so we disbanded last night. We disbanded MRFA. I think it was the last step, and dissolved that budget, and then we created a new part of our annual budget where Modesto Fire was brought in, and they were given their funding. And the funding's short, and they're in a lot of areas it's short, but they're looking to close the firehouse. That was part of the budget, and there was other things in training, just a little odds and ends. There were some new revenues, not enough for the firehouse. But what happened, just to get it through, this is coming up on July 1st, the budget thing, you want to get it on time. So we went ahead and passed it. I wanted to pull the firehouse out of that, but that probably wouldn't have been very doable. So what happened is, after we voted for the budget, fire budget, then Bill Zaslowski, he made a motion to bring it to Finance Committee and have a discussion to see what we can do for public safety. And
so that hasn't happened yet?
No, that won't happen until August. Things move kind of slow, and so we're thankful for that. We'll see how it goes, where it goes. They're talking about there's a workman's comp. When we did the budget, we had essentially a balanced budget, a whole budget. It was something Modesto hadn't had in a long time, and we're not borrowing supposedly on this new budget, but now we're going to look at seeing, well, maybe we should borrow from our workman's comp, not fund it as much as we were hoping to. And there was something called EBF or T, I forget what it is, but that was another source, and maybe borrow from that, and then use that monies to keep the firehouse open.
So, as if everything stands right now, if nothing else changes as of, I think it's July 7th or something, is that fire station going to shut up?
I don't think so. Okay. I think it'll probably stay open through August, maybe.
Okay.
I hadn't heard anything about closing it right away. I hope not. We're in a bad fire season.
Yeah, it's especially bad this year, I guess, with all the drought and everything.
Yeah.
Now, also, when in this decision with the fire station, did it involve any firefighters as well, or any firefighters going to lose their jobs? Or
I'm not sure about that. I think they were going to. I had a discussion with one company I spent some time with, kind of a ride-along, and they seemed to think that it would have been, those firefighters would be absorbed somewhere.
Okay.
And I don't know if that would slow down some overtime or what, I don't know.
And then something that you kind of touched on, which is kind of big news, is that the Modesto Regional Fire Authority is no more, and I'm not quite sure what the difference was either myself in terms of what was different than 3 years ago when it wasn't, but now Are they going to be changing out all their patches and all this stuff? Are they the Modesto Fire Department once again?
Yes.
Okay. That makes it easier on me, too, because when you're writing the news stories, Modesto Regional Fire Authority, that's a lot to say. That's a big mouthful. But
Salida is still with it for another 6 months to a year. I believe county funds that portion. And then Salida is supposed to split off at some point and stand on its own. There will still be interagency cooperation. I guess you could say the boundaries are going to be blurred, and you're going to see overlap.
Oh yeah, and we've seen that, you know, from before the Modesto Regional Fire Authority to with it and beyond. We see Ceres coming into town to help out. We see Modesto going to Ceres, and so I think that'll definitely be probably no change there.
Yeah, Ceres is, you know, wanting to be a part of this. And so I guess something's going on there. There was talk of them coming into MRFA, but I'm not sure now what's going on.
Now, I saw that the decision was like 5-2 for this budget, and one of the things that Jenny Canoyer and Dave Lopez voting against it, they kind of mentioned that they didn't like the fact that they felt some people were getting some pay raises and stuff like that. That could have been cut out. Do you have any thing to say on that?
Well,
on
that was a two-part. The reorganization was the first part. We had to do that before we could do the budget. And so, yeah, they voted against I think it was 4 positions getting raises. Our human resource director, he was going to move up a level, assume more responsibilities. I think he was getting a $15,000 raise. And we had a good discussion on that, and there might be some legal as well as ethical concerns about not giving him the raise with the more responsibilities. So there may be an obligatory aspect to that where, you know, you have to do it.
Okay.
So it's a hierarchy.
There's some
change.
Things behind the scenes and stuff going on, or just stuff
it's been in the open.
Okay.
And it's just a reorganization. There's the charts doesn't look like the old chart.
Well, you know, something a lot of people don't realize is, you know, we all get interested in local politics when we hear of something controversial or like a fire station closure. But you guys are here all throughout the year, and it's kind of hashing these issues out one at a time. And there's a lot that comes in that a lot of people don't keep up on.
Yeah, it's a lot of information, and it goes slowly. It's a very slow process to get through a lot of things, and you know, we try to do our best. That's how I feel, and I'm enthusiastic about where we're going. You know, in the next year, I think we're going to have a little better sense of direction, and it's just a lot of change right now.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Councilman Gunderson. I hope that next time we talk to you, we're talking about repealing that cruising ban. But we'll talk about that later. You don't have to make an official statement on that today. But with ModestoNews.org, I'm Mick Rubalcava. Be sure to like our Facebook page, subscribe to us on YouTube for more breaking news and local politics videos like this. We'll see you next time.